Deep in the treacherous Sonora Desert, where temperatures soar to deadly highs and survival is a daily battle, America's most critical military supply route has become a hunting ground for Mexico's most ruthless cartel, the Sonora Cartel. Led by the infamous Vicente El Coyote Ramirez, they've orchestrated what they believe to be their boldest operation yet, hijacking a heavily guarded U.S. military convoy carrying advanced medical technology and next-generation tactical equipment worth over $300 million. But El Coyote's perfect plan is about to collide with a force he never anticipated, Commander Jack Morrison and his elite Navy SEAL team. They've been watching, waiting, using this very convoy as bait in a trap months in the making. For 3 months, military shipments have been disappearing, each theft more precise than the last, each operation seemingly impossibly well-informed. Tonight, in the unforgiving Mexican desert, 6 of America's most lethal operators will reveal why some lines should never be crossed. What unfolds over the next 72 hours isn't just a mission, it's a reckoning. As El Coyote's men celebrate their successful heist, they have no idea they're being hunted by ghosts, men who can turn the desert itself into a weapon, warriors who've mastered the art of becoming invisible in plain sight. This is the story of how the world's most sophisticated cartel learned the hard way that some forces you don't challenge, some units you don't provoke, and some weapons you don't steal. Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from. And if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. Vicente El Coyote Ramirez stood atop the ridge. The desert wind whipped his expensive tactical jacket as he watched the convoy through high-powered binoculars. 3 armored trucks, standard military escort, moving exactly as his intelligence had indicated. His radio crackled with updates from his spotters positioned along the route. "Personnel in lead vehicle, 3 in each following," a spotter reported in Spanish. "Moving at predicted speed. No air support detected." El Coyote smiled. "Perfect, just like the others. Begin the operation." 15 kilometers away, Commander Jack Morrison watched the same convoy through his own optics. His 6-man SEAL team was hidden in prepared positions across the harsh terrain. They'd spent weeks setting this up, letting the cartel think their intelligence was perfect, their plan foolproof. "Ghost status," Morrison whispered into his comm. 3 technical vehicles moving into ambush positions, Chief Wilson replied from his sniper perch. "Heavy weapons mounted. Looks like about 20 Tango, well-equipped." "Doc, you seen their medical team?" "Affirmative," Rodriguez responded. 2 vehicles holding back. They're expecting casualties. Morrison allowed himself a grim smile. The cartel had learned from their previous heists, adapted their tactics. But they'd also grown confident, predictable. "Tech, are we broadcasting the convoy's false signal?" "Signal is strong, sir," Parker confirmed. "They're seeing exactly what we want them to see." Lieutenant Torres's voice came through next, her position in the mobile command center giving her a broader view of the operation. "Satellite confirms additional cartel forces holding at Waypoint Charlie. They're following the exact protocol we predicted." "Tank, your team in position, ready to block their escape route?" "On your mark," Thompson answered. "They won't know what hit them." The convoy continued its steady progress through the desert, maintaining its carefully planned speed. To the cartel observers, it looked like another routine military transport, slightly undermanned due to recent budget cuts, the perfect target. El Coyote gave the order. "Commence the attack!" His forces moved with practiced precision. Vehicles emerged from hidden positions to surround the convoy. The lead technical opened fire, its heavy machine gun sending precise bursts into the lead vehicle's engine block. The convoy responded exactly as expected, the drivers attempting standard evasive maneuvers that played right into the cartel's prepared kill zones. "They're executing perfectly," Torres observed. "Every move matching the previous heists." Morrison watched as the cartel forces smoothly disabled the convoy, their tactics showing clear military training. "Time to shake their confidence," Morrison said. "Ghost, take the shot." A single round from Wilson's suppressed rifle struck the lead technical's gunner. The impact was barely audible over the desert wind. Before the cartel forces could react, two more precision shots eliminated key personnel, creating strategic chaos in their formation. "What's happening?" El Coyote demanded as his carefully orchestrated operation began to unravel. "Where are those shots coming from?" His radio erupted with confused reports. Each shooter was invisible, each shot seemingly coming from a different direction. Years of experience told him something was wrong. This wasn't random resistance. This was a coordinated counterattack. "Tank, cut off their retreat," Morrison ordered. "Tech, jam their comms. Time to show them what they're really dealing with." Thompson's team detonated prepared charges, sending carefully placed boulders crashing onto the escape route. Parker's electronic warfare suite killed the cartel's communication network, leaving their forces fragmented and confused. What had seemed like a perfect ambush was rapidly becoming a trap, not for the convoy, but for the attackers themselves. "Sir," Torres reported urgently, "we've got movement at Waypoint, Charlie. Their reserve force is mobilizing. Right on schedule." Morrison replied, "Let's give El Coyote something to think about. Execute Phase 2. The SEAL team moved like shadows through the desert terrain, their attacks precise and coordinated. Each strike targeted key personnel and equipment, systematically dismantling the cartel's operational structure while leaving their forces largely intact. This wasn't about body count. It was about sending a message. El Coyote watched in growing horror as his perfect operation fell apart. These weren't normal military forces. The precision, the coordination, the psychological impact of each attack. He'd seen this before in reports he dismissed as exaggeration. "Navy SEALs," he whispered, realization hitting him like a physical blow. "Abort the operation. Get our forces out." But retreat was no longer an option. His men found themselves caught in a perfectly executed trap. Their every attempt at regrouping met with precise, devastating response. The convoy itself, he now realized, had been bait, its cargo carefully selected to draw out his entire operation. "Sir," Torres updated Morrison, "cartel forces are falling back to secondary positions. Intel suggests they're going to attempt a scorched earth withdrawal." Morrison nodded. Everything was proceeding according to plan. "Maintain pressure, but let some of them escape. We want them to report what happened here." The desert wind carried the sounds of combat across the harsh landscape as America's most elite warriors systematically dismantled what had been Mexico's most successful military heist operation. But this was just the beginning, the first phase of a mission that would unravel a conspiracy reaching far beyond a simple convoy robbery. "Ellie." Coyote clutched his satellite phone, fingers trembling slightly as he dialed a number he'd hoped never to use. "We have a problem," he spoke in English. "They knew we were coming. Someone betrayed us." The voice that responded was calm, educated, American. "Impossible," the voice said. "The intelligence was perfect. Unless—" A long pause. "Get your men out. Destroy everything. We'll need to accelerate the timetable." As the sun began to set over the Sonora Desert, turning the sky blood red, Commander Morrison watched the remaining cartel forces retreat into the gathering darkness. Phase 1 was complete, but the real mission was just beginning. Somewhere in the shadows, a traitor had just revealed their existence, and the hunt was about to begin. The desert night settled over the aftermath of combat, creating long shadows across the scattered wreckage of El Coyote's failed operation. Commander Morrison's team moved methodically through the abandoned cartel vehicles, their night vision equipment revealing details invisible to the naked eye. The air still carried the acrid smell of gunpowder and burned metal. "Found something, sir?" Rodriguez called out, his gloved hands carefully examining documents from a destroyed technical. "These aren't standard cartel operation plans. This is military-grade intelligence." Morrison knelt beside his medic, studying the partially burned papers. "These convoy routes weren't just leaked. Someone provided them with complete operational details, including response protocols. That explains their success rate." Ghost added, securing his sniper rifle while joining them. "They weren't just getting lucky. They knew exactly how our forces would react." Tech approached, carrying a damaged laptop. "Sir, what's left of their communication equipment is interesting. They were running an encrypted network that mirrors our own protocols. This isn't cartel standard." Lieutenant Torres's voice came through their comm from command centers, picking up scattered communications from their retreat. "They're heading into the Sierra Madre Mountains. Satellite shows multiple potential compounds in that region." "Of course they are," Morrison muttered. "Tank, what's the status on the prisoners?" "3 captured, 2 wounded," Tank replied. "They're low-level muscle, but one of them might be worth talking to, former Mexican military based on his tattoos." A new voice cut through their channel. "Commander Morrison, this is Agent Reyes. I'm 5 minutes from your position. DEA has some intel you need to see." Morrison exchanged looks with his team. The DEA's involvement wasn't part of the original plan. "Copy that, Agent. We'll meet at the Convoy." Meanwhile, in a hastily established hideout 30 kilometers away, El Coyote paced nervously in front of a satellite video feed. 3 shadowed figures watched him from the screen. "This wasn't just a random patrol," El Coyote insisted. "They knew everything. The entire operation was a trap." "Calm yourself, Vicente," the central figure spoke, his American accent carrying an air of authority. "What exactly did you observe about their tactics?" "They weren't trying to stop us," El Coyote said. "They were studying us, testing our responses. They let some of my men escape deliberately." "And the convoy's cargo?" the figure interrupted. "We never got close enough to verify its contents, but if your intelligence was correct about what it was carrying—" "The cargo is irrelevant now," the figure interrupted. "What matters is containment. Your organization has been compromised. Implement Protocol Black." El Coyote's face paled. "But that would mean everyone who knew about the operation, everyone—" "We can't risk loose ends." Back at the ambush site, Agent Maria Reyes stepped out of her unmarked SUV, her tactical gear marking her as more than a standard DEA agent. She carried a thick file under one arm. "Commander," she greeted Morrison, 3 months tracking these shipment hijacks, and you managed to break their pattern in 1 night. Impressive. We had good intel, Morrison replied carefully. Better than you know, she said, opening her file. These attacks weren't random. They were probing operations, testing response times and protocols, building a blueprint of our entire supply chain security system. Tech looked up from the laptop he was still examining. Commander, I've broken through their first encryption layer. These aren't just convoy routes. They have detailed information about 6 different military installations along the border. That matches our findings, Reyes confirmed. We think the convoy hijackings were just a cover for something bigger. They were mapping our entire border defense infrastructure. Morrison studied the documents spread before them on the hood of the vehicle. This level of intelligence gathering, the precision of their operations. They're building up to something. The question is, what? Ghost added, joining them. And who's helping them? This isn't standard cartel behavior. They're usually hit and run, not whatever this is. A burst of static came through their comms, followed by Torres's urgent voice. Commander, we've got movement. Large convoy of vehicles leaving Ciudad Juarez, heading into the mountains. Thermal imaging shows they're burning documents. Protocol black. Reyes said suddenly, her face grim. It's a cartel cleanup protocol. They're eliminating everyone connected to the operation. Morrison's decision was immediate. Gear up. We're moving out in 5. Whatever they're trying to hide, we need to find it before they destroy everything. Sir, Tank called out. The prisoners are talking. Says there's a main compound in the Sierra Madre. Some kind of command center. They've been building for months. That fits, Reyes added. We've detected unusual construction activity in that region, but the terrain makes surveillance almost impossible. Morrison gathered his team. Listen up. Whatever we stumbled into here is bigger than a few stolen shipments. These people have military-grade intelligence, professional training, and resources we haven't seen before in cartel operations. We're going to follow them into those mountains and find out exactly what we're dealing with. What about the cleanup crew? Ghost asked. We can't save everyone, Morrison replied grimly. But we can follow the bodies. People this organized don't leave loose ends without a reason. Every person they're trying to eliminate is a potential lead. Tech finished downloading data from the captured equipment. Sir, these frequencies they're using, they're military bands. Someone with high-level access is helping them. Then we'll find them too, Morrison stated. Gear up for mountain warfare. We're dealing with an enemy that knows our playbook, so we're going to have to write a new one. As his team prepared for pursuit, Morrison studied the mountain range looming in the distance. Somewhere in those peaks, answers were waiting. But first, they'd have to survive the climb. Torres's voice crackled through once more. Sir, thermal imaging shows multiple vehicles converging on a single location. Whatever they're protecting up there, they're willing to kill their own people to keep it secret. Good, Morrison replied. That means we're close to something important, and people who are scared make mistakes. The team moved out under the cover of darkness, leaving the desert battlefield behind. Ahead lay the Sierra Madre Mountains, where the real war was about to begin. The cartel thought the mountains would protect them. They were about to learn that altitude only makes the hunters more dangerous. Telling and preparing this story took us a lot of time. So if you are enjoying it, subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. Now back to the story. The Sierra Madre Mountains loomed like ancient sentinels in the pre-dawn light, their peaks shrouded in low-hanging clouds. Commander Morrison's team moved through the treacherous terrain in a modified diamond formation. Every step calculated against the double threat of cartel surveillance and the lethal landscape itself. "Elevations affecting our vehicle performance?" Ghost reported from his forward observation position. "Thermal scope revealing heat signatures ahead? They're starting to bunch up on the switchbacks." Morrison studied the mountain paths through his binoculars. "They're funneling toward that ridgeline. Tech, watch the thermal reading on the north face," Morrison instructed. "Picking up unusual heat signatures, sir, consistent with hidden infrastructure. Could be power generators, ventilation systems." Agent Reyes, who had insisted on accompanying the team, pointed to a seemingly natural rock formation. "That matches our geological surveys. There's something big buried in that mountain that shouldn't be there." The team's advance was interrupted by Torres's urgent transmission. "Multiple vehicles breaking off from the main convoy. They're heading for secondary positions. Thermal shows armed personnel deploying in a defensive pattern. They're setting up a gauntlet." Tank observed, "using the terrain to force us into kill zones." Morrison processed the tactical situation quickly. "They know these mountains. Probably have pre-prepared positions. Ghost, find me a way around their lines." "Already on it, sir," Ghost replied. "There's a shepherd's path about half a click east. Steep, but it'll put us above their positions." Meanwhile, inside the mountain facility, El Coyote burst into the main control room, his usual composure shattered. "They followed us! Somehow, they followed us!" The facility's interior revealed a stark contrast to the rugged exterior. Modern equipment, advanced security systems, and personnel moving with military precision. A large digital map displayed multiple tracking signals converging on their location. "Calm yourself," a voice spoke from the shadows. Colonel Richard Hayes stepped into the light, his U.S. military uniform incongruous in the cartel facility. "This facility was designed to withstand military assault. Even SEALs can't breach these defenses easily." "You don't understand," El Coyote insisted. "These aren't normal soldiers. They're hunting us. Everything we've done to stop them has only given them more information." "Then perhaps it's time to give them something else to think about," Hayes said, turning to his communications officer. "Initiate Protocol Omega. Burn everything and release the prisoners." Back on the mountain slope, Morrison's team had split into two elements. Ghost and Tank maneuvered through the high ground, while Morrison led the others through the shed. To set the pebbles on the Viper's path, using the pre-dawn darkness to mask their movement. "Contact front," Ghost whispered. 2 centuries professional stance. These aren't cartel soldiers." "Take them," Morrison ordered. Ghost's suppressed rifle coughed twice, the sound lost in the mountain wind. The team advanced past the fallen sentries, their gear confirming Reyes's suspicions. "U.S. military issue," she noted, examining their weapons. "Recent production. Not stolen merchandise." "Sir," Tech called out, his tablet displaying intercepted communications. "Getting multiple distress calls. They're releasing prisoners from somewhere inside the facility. It's a diversion." Morrison realized. "They're trying to flood the area with heat signatures, mask their real movement. Classic counter-tracking technique." The mountain erupted with gunfire as hidden defensive positions engaged the approaching team. Rounds ricocheted off rocks, forcing them into cover. Multiple shooters using interlocking fields of fire, Tank reported. This is a professional military defense setup. Morrison keyed his radio. Ghost, we need that high ground. Working on it, sir, Ghost replied. But we've got company up here, too. These guys know what they're doing. The firefight intensified as dawn broke over the mountains. Morrison's team responded with practiced precision, using their superior training to gradually push through the defensive lines. But each position they took revealed more questions than answers. Commander, Torres radioed from her observation position. Satellite shows vehicles leaving the facility through concealed exits. Multiple heat signatures moving deeper into the mountain range. They're not just running, Reyes observed. They're executing a prepared evacuation plan. This whole facility was designed to be abandoned quickly. The team fought their way closer to the main entrance, encountering increasingly sophisticated defenses. Tech worked quickly to bypass security systems, while Tank and Rodriguez provided covering fire. Sir, Tech called out, the security protocol, they're ours. U.S. military cyber defense systems, latest generation. Inside the facility, Hayes watched the security feeds with growing concern. Your men are dying out there for nothing, Vicente, Hayes said coldly. It's time to implement the final contingency. You want to bring down the whole mountain? El Coyote asked incredulously. This facility cannot be compromised. The operation is larger than any of us, Hayes countered. Morrison's team breached the outer defenses, fighting through corridors that could have been lifted directly from a U.S. military installation. Every room they cleared contained more evidence of a massive operation. Documents, shredders still warm, Reyes noted, examining an operations center. But they missed something. She held up a partially destroyed file. These are deployment orders. They're planning something big, and soon. Sir, Tech called out urgently, detecting multiple explosive signatures throughout the facility. This whole place is rigged to collapse. Morrison's decision was immediate. Fall back! Everyone out now! The team retreated as the first charges began detonating, the mountain itself seeming to groan as support structures failed. They emerged into daylight just as the main entrance collapsed behind them. Torres, do you still have eyes on those vehicles? Morrison demanded. Affirmative, sir, Torres replied. They're heading toward the old mining complex at Punto Negro. Satellites show significant activity in that area. Morrison studied the distant peaks where their quarry had fled. The facility's destruction hadn't discouraged him. It had confirmed they were on the right track. They just sacrificed a multi-million-dollar facility and dozens of men to protect whatever they're planning, he observed. We must be getting close to something big. Commander, Tech added, holding up his tablet. Before the system went down, I managed to pull some coordinates, multiple sites across the border region, all with similar security profiles to this one. It's not just one facility. Reyes realized this is part of a network. Morrison gathered his team. The morning sun cast long shadows across the mountain peaks, where somewhere ahead, their real target waited. They think the mountains will protect them, he said. Time to show them how wrong they are. Punto Negro's abandoned mining complex sprawled across the mountainside like an industrial scar. Its rusted equipment and crumbling structures providing perfect cover for both defenders and attackers. Commander Morrison's team approached from multiple angles, using the terrain to mask their movement as the afternoon sun cast deceiving shadows across the complex. Thermal imaging shows at least 30 heat signatures, Ghost reported from his overwatch position. They're concentrated in the main processing facility, but they've got squads patrolling the perimeter. Tech worked on his tablet, analyzing intercepted communications. They're using rotating frequencies, military-grade encryption, but their patterns are familiar. It's an adapted version of our own protocols. Multiple vehicles in the loading bay, Torres added through the radio. They're moving equipment inside. Whatever they're planning, it's happening soon. Inside the facility's makeshift command center, Colonel Hayes studied surveillance feeds while El Coyote paced nervously. The room was filled with communications equipment and tactical displays that seemed out of place in the decrepit mining complex. "Your men failed to hold them at the mountain facility," Hayes said coldly. "Now we've lost our primary operations center and half our tactical advantage." "My men. They were your soldiers too," El Coyote shot back. "You said this operation was foolproof. You never mentioned Navy SEALs." "Because they weren't supposed to be involved," Hayes replied, turning to his communications officer. "Status of the other sites?" "All facilities reporting ready, sir," the officer answered. "Awaiting final authorization." Morrison's team had split into 3 elements, approaching the complex from different angles. Ghost and Tank maintained overwatch while Morrison led the main assault team, with Tech and Rodriguez providing tactical support. "Agent Reyes?" Morrison asked as they studied the facility layout. "What exactly are we looking at?" "This was one of Mexico's largest silver mining operations in the 1980s, she explained. "The complex goes deep into the mountain with tunnels connecting to other mining sites, perfect for moving supplies undetected across the border or for staging a major operation." Morrison added, "Perfect for staging a major operation." "Ghost, status on those patrols?" "They're good, sir," Ghost replied. "Military training, definitely." "Wait," Ghost's voice sharpened. "Got eyes on Hayes. He's in the main building, 2nd floor." Morrison processed this confirmation of their suspicions. A full colonel involved in cartel operations. "This goes higher than we thought," Morrison muttered. "Sir," Tech interrupted, picking up some strange power readings. "They're drawing massive amounts of electricity, but it's not showing up on any grid. They've got their own power supply." Tank observed, "Independent infrastructure. They're planning to be here a while." Inside, Hayes was growing increasingly agitated as reports came in from his security teams. "They're out there testing our defenses," Hayes said. "Your cartel army isn't going to stop them, Vicente." "Then perhaps it's time to show them what else we have," El Coyote suggested. "The special units?" "No," Hayes said. "Those are for the primary operation. We stick to the timeline." Hayes turned to his tactical display. "Seal the lower levels. If they want to come in, they'll have to come through the front." Morrison's team began their approach, using the complex's own infrastructure as cover. Years of military training guided their movement through the killing ground that Hayes had prepared. "Multiple sniper positions marked," Ghost reported. "They've got interlocking fields of fire covering all main approaches." "Sir," Tech added urgently, "intercepted communications suggest they're moving something through the lower tunnels. Some kind of equipment transfer." "That's not our priority," Morrison decided. "We need to secure Hayes and El Coyote before they can destroy more evidence." "Agent Reyes," Morrison said. "Your call. DEA has jurisdiction here. Take them alive, if possible." She replied, "We need to know who they're working for." The assault began with Ghost systematically eliminating the snipers, creating gaps in the defense that Morrison's team exploited. They moved like shadows through the complex, years of training evident in every precise movement. "Contact front!" Tank called out as the first real resistance emerged. The firefight was brutal and close, both sides demonstrating professional military training. "These aren't cartel soldiers," Rodriguez observed as they cleared rooms. "These are American operators, private military contractors." In the command center, Hayes watched his defensive line crumble. "Initiate the fail-safe," Hayes ordered. "Dump everything, and Vicente—" He turned to El Coyote, drawing his sidearm. "I'm afraid this is where our partnership ends." El Coyote moved faster, his own weapon already aimed. "I don't think so, Colonel. I knew you would betray us eventually. That's why I kept insurance." "Sir," Tech called out as they fought their way upward. "Detecting massive data transfers. They're purging their systems." Morrison led the final assault on the command center, breaching just in time to find Hayes and El Coyote in their standoff. Both men turned their weapons toward the new threat. "Commander Morrison," Hayes sneered, "do you have any idea what you're interrupting here?" "I know enough," Morrison replied. "The question is, how much are you willing to die for? You think this ends with us?" Hayes laughed darkly. "We're just one piece of something much bigger. Even if you take this facility, you can't stop what's coming." "Maybe not," Morrison acknowledged, "but we can start here." The tension broke in an explosion of violence. El Coyote dove for cover as Hayes opened fire, forcing Morrison's team to scatter. The firefight was chaos. Close-quarters combat, experience, and desperation on all sides. "Tech, secure that data," Morrison ordered as he engaged Hayes. "Ghost, if anyone tries to leave this facility, stop them." Through the gunfire and chaos, pieces of a larger puzzle began to emerge. Documents scattered across the command center revealed glimpses of an operation far larger than simple drug running or weapons theft. "Sir," Tech called out, his voice urgent as he accessed a partially destroyed terminal. "These aren't just smuggling routes. They have detailed information about 6 different military installations along the border." This was never about drugs or weapons, Reyes realized. It's about creating chaos on demand. Hayes, wounded but still fighting, laughed darkly. "You're too late. The operation is already in motion. This facility, it's just one of dozens. You can't stop what's coming." The battle for Punto Negro wasn't just about capturing criminals anymore. It had become a race against time to prevent something much worse. As the sun began to set over the mountains, Morrison knew they were no longer just fighting a cartel. They were up against an enemy within, and the clock was ticking. The mining complex's command center lay in ruins, bullet holes marking the walls and smoke still drifting from destroyed electronics. Morrison kept his weapon trained on Hayes, while Rodriguez secured the colonel's wounds. El Coyote sat in a corner, surprisingly calm for a man whose empire was crumbling. "Multiple teams moving through the lower levels," Tank reported through the radio. "All resistance has ceased. They're surrendering in groups." Tech worked frantically at the surviving terminals. "Sir, I'm piecing together fragments of their data. They were coordinating with at least 6 other facilities across 3 states. 7, El Coyote corrected, drawing everyone's attention. The facility in Chihuahua isn't on those drives. Hayes kept certain operations compartmentalized. Morrison studied the cartel leader carefully. Decided to be helpful, I see. I'm a businessman, Commander, El Coyote said. Hayes and his people... There's something else. They used us, used our networks, our influence. But their goal was never about profit. Hayes laughed, despite his wounds. You really don't understand what you've stumbled into, Morrison. By this time tomorrow, a burst of static came through their comms, followed by Ghost's voice. Multiple vehicles approaching, 3 SUVs, diplomatic plates, Mexican federal police markings. But their movement pattern is all wrong. Morrison turned to Reyes. Your people? No, she replied, checking her phone. Our liaison teams are still 2 hours out. Those aren't federales. Cleanup crew. El Coyote said grimly. Hayes has friends in high places. They're here to sanitize the operation. Morrison made a quick decision. Tech, grab what you can. Tank, secure the prisoners for transport. Ghost, do not let those vehicles reach the complex. Disable only. No casualties if possible. Copy that, Rodriguez said. I could use your help up here. Tech continued. Transfer data while simultaneously monitoring communication channels. Sir, picking up chatter. Multiple agencies are going dark along the border. DEA, Border Patrol, local police. Someone's coordinating a communications blackout. It's starting. Hayes said softly, You can't stop it now. The pieces are already in motion. El Coyote stood slowly, hands raised. Commander, what Hayes and his people planned, it's worse than you imagine. Let me help you stop it. Why should we trust you? Reyes demanded. Because unlike Hayes, I have to live in this country, El Coyote replied. What they're planning will destroy everything. Legitimate business, illegal operations, everything. They want chaos, Morrison concluded. Let's show them what real chaos looks like. The team began moving, preparing for a race against time. Somewhere in Chihuahua, answers waited. But first, they had to survive the next 6 hours. Sir, Ghost reported as he entered, those vehicles we disabled. Their occupants included 2 U.S. State Department officials. Keep that information secure, Morrison ordered. The deeper this goes, the more careful we have to be about who knows what. El Coyote watched the team's preparations with growing respect. You know they'll try to stop us before we reach Chihuahua. Count on it, Morrison replied. That's why we're not using the roads. He turned to his team. Gear up for cross-country. We're going to remind them why they call us ghosts. Darkness cloaked the team's movement across rough terrain, their path deliberately avoiding roads and known patrol routes. Morrison led them through a dry riverbed using natural features to mask their heat signatures from overhead surveillance. 3 separate cartel groups have gone dark, Tech reported quietly, monitoring communications. They're pulling back from Hayes' operation points. Not fast enough, El Coyote responded, keeping pace despite his civilian status. The first attacks will target power distribution nodes. When those go down, backup systems will route through secondary stations, where Hayes' people are waiting. Morrison concluded, Ghost status. 2 surveillance drones, high-altitude military grade, Ghost reported. They're searching a grid pattern 5 clicks east. Keep us clear of their vectors. Tank, how's our guest? Hayes is secure, Tank replied. Been muttering about contingencies, but nothing useful. Reyes moved alongside Morrison. Border Patrol reports increased activity at 3 crossings. Someone's creating diversions, spreading resources thin. The team paused as a helicopter passed overhead. its searchlight sweeping the terrain. Morrison used the moment to check their position against Tech's data. First target is 18 minutes out, he noted. Power substation serving 3 border towns. Tech, what's their attack profile? Small team, 4 to 6 operators. Tech replied. They'll hit the control systems first, then plant charges on the main transformers. Tank, Morrison ordered. Take Ghost and Rodriguez. Stop that team. Secure the facility. We'll continue to Chihuahua. Sir, Tank acknowledged. What about collateral concerns? These aren't cartel soldiers, Morrison said. They're professionals working for Hayes. Don't hesitate. As Tank's element broke away, El Coyote watched them disappear into the darkness. Your team moves well, El Coyote commented. But, hey, we'll be expecting resistance. Counting on it, Morrison replied. That's why we're not hitting their primary targets. Reyes caught his meaning. The support infrastructure, supply lines, communication hubs, fallback positions, everything they need to maintain operational control. Tech started broadcasting the intel about Hayes' betrayal on all known cartel frequencies. Let's see how Hayes' plan holds up when his pawns realize they're being sacrificed. In the distance, the first explosions lit up the night sky. The attack sequence had begun. Sir, Torres radioed in. Multiple reports of power failures along the border. Emergency services are overwhelmed. Right on schedule, Hayes called out from his restrained position. Chaos breeds opportunity, Commander. The system has to break before it can be rebuilt. Morrison ignored him, focusing on their approach to a hidden valley ahead. Lights flickered as another power station went dark. 4 teams have broken contact, Tech reported. Cartel elements turning on Hayes' operators. Local authorities are getting anonymous tips about attack locations. El Coyote's network, Reyes asked. Some of them, the cartel leader admitted. Others are realizing they were meant to take the blame. Hayes' people left enough evidence to implicate the cartels in everything. Morrison checked his watch. The operation has entered its critical phase, where careful planning gives way to rapid adaptation. Tech, get me Torres's satellite feed. Ghost's team bought us time, but we need to move faster. He studied the tactical display. There's a maintenance access road through these hills, used for power line repairs. Exposed, Reyes warned, but vast, and they'll expect us to stay hidden. Morrison made his decision. Tech, signal Tank's team to head for the secondary rally point. Agent Reyes, your call. This is about to become an official operation. We're beyond jurisdictions now. She replied, whatever we find in Chihuahua, it has to be handled off the books. El Coyote laughed softly. Now you understand. Why do you think they chose this region? No oversight, no clear authority, El Coyote responded. Perfect conditions for what they have planned. Another explosion lit the horizon, followed by the distant wail of emergency vehicles. Sir, Tech reported, picking up chatter from military channels, someone's mobilizing National Guard units right on schedule. Hayes called out, martial law is such a useful tool, don't you think? Morrison signaled the team forward. Stay focused. We have 2 hours to reach that compound before they can complete their data purge. Everything else is just noise. Not everything, El Coyote corrected. The attacks, the power failures, the emergency response. It's all designed to establish patterns. When the real attack comes, everyone will be looking the wrong way. The team moved out, leaving the sound of chaos behind them. Ahead lay Chihuahua, where the real war was about to begin. The cartel thought the mountains would protect them. They were about to learn that altitude only makes the hunters more dangerous. El Coyote reported, right on schedule. Morrison gave the final checks. Commence operation. The dive team's boat doctor's plan. Equipment checks. Everything was provided. Cover while assault units deployed. Underwater teams in position. Harris whispered through rebreather comms. Moving beneath target vessel. Torres tracked security movements. Guards focused on dock access. Water approach clear. Yacht systems accessed. Tech confirmed. Ready to disable emergency communications. Morrison monitored progress through underwater cameras. Status approaching hull access points, Harris reported. No detection systems below waterline, he added. Chang coordinated with Interpol teams. Evidence units standing by, ready to document the weapons cache. Security still focused outward. El Coyote noted perfect infiltration angle, Morrison said. The command center tracked team movements, while Harris led the underwater approach. Years of maritime experience worked against the contractor's charges. Harris confirmed, ready to breach hull access panels. Torres monitored ship systems, targets gathering on the rear deck. Weapons demonstration beginning. All security focused topside. Tech added clear approach from below, Morrison said. Morrison watched tactical feeds. They executed synchronized underwater charges, breaching multiple access points before security could react. Assault teams emerged inside the vessel, moving to upper decks. Harris reported no AI alerts triggered, Morrison said. Torres tracked target positions. 8 suspects contained. Demonstration area secured. Ship systems locked down. Tech confirmed. No distress signal sent. Chang coordinated. Evidence collection teams moving aboard. Full documentation of the weapons cache. Morrison studied operation progress. Status on intelligence gathering? Accessing their files now, he said. Torres reported. Complete arms dealing network exposed. Found their client lists. El Coyote added. Every illegal weapons transfer documented. Tech processed ship's data. Sir, these aren't just sales records. Located their smuggling protocols. The command center monitored evidence collection while tactical units secured the vessel. Harris processed suspects. The commander correlated shipping data. Torres highlighted key files, found their distribution network. Global weapons movement, she said. Chang observed every trafficking route mapped. Morrison reviewed intelligence. How extensive? Complete documentation? He asked. Tech confirmed. Transport schedules, customs arrangements, bribery payments, their entire illegal arms operation, El Coyote noted, detailed in their own records. Torres processed additional data, found their supplier connections, manufacturing sources, modification facilities. Perfect weapons trafficking setup, she said. Harris added, using legitimate contracts for coverage. Morrison watched evidence teams work. Status on harbor security? Still contained? He asked. Tech reported, no awareness of our operation. Local authorities standing clear. Chang confirmed. Clean intervention. The command center tracked evidence collection, while tactical units maintained control. Years of careful planning exposed by simple maintenance protocols, because they never expected attack from below. They built their security around surface threats. Now their floating headquarters revealed their arms trafficking network, global weapons movement exposed by their own documentation. The Dubai operation uncovered contractor weapons trading. Similar patterns would expose trafficking infrastructure worldwide. The Geneva night cloaked Morrison's team as they monitored the private banking district. Elegant stone buildings housed generations of financial secrets, while surveillance tracked executive movements. "Primary target located," Torres said. Torres accessed security feeds. "Chief Compliance Officer for Helvian Trust. He's authorizing contractor fund transfers, moving billions through numbered accounts," she reported. Agent Weber from Swiss Financial Intelligence noted, "Using traditional banking secrecy." Morrison studied the facility layout, security assessment. "Old school setup," he murmured. Harris reported, "Heavy vault doors, reinforced walls, underground storage, plus modern electronic surveillance. Classic architecture concealed cutting-edge systems." While Tech probed digital defenses, multi-layer encryption, he said. Tech analyzed. "They're using quantum-resistant protocols. Can't breach from outside, but found our opening." Torres highlighted the building plan. "Annual audit inspection tonight. External review team expected." El Coyote checked protocols. "Standard procedure, full access to verify compliance. Perfect cover," he said. Morrison reviewed options. Insertion method already arranged. Harris confirmed. "Real audit team detained at airport. Travel delay provides our window." The command center processed tactical data while assault units prepared. Weber monitored banking channels. Massive fund movements detected. Weber reported, "They're shifting contractor assets ahead of international seizures." Torres tracked transactions using automated systems. Billions flowing through algorithmic trades hidden in normal market volatility. El Coyote added, "Standard money laundering technique." Morrison checked team readiness. "Timeline, 15 minutes until audit arrives," he said. Ral Harris calculated. "Security expects full documentation review." Building systems accessed. Torres confirmed. "Ready to validate our credentials." Tech monitored facility networks. Authentication protocols bypassed. Clean entry profile. The banking district's evening silence provided cover while teams moved into position. Legitimate foot traffic masked the approach. "Audit vehicle approaching," Coyote reported. "Exactly on schedule," he added. Morrison gave final confirmation. "Begin insertion." The team's car arrived at the security checkpoint. Professional credentials passed inspection while assault units, hidden in audit cases, entered the main vault. Harris whispered through concealed comms. "Security escorting us to the compliance office." Torres tracked facility systems. Authentication holding, no suspicion triggered, ready to isolate internal networks. Tech added, "They won't detect our access." Morrison watched tactical feeds. "Status approaching target location," he said. Harris reported, "Compliance officer reviewing transfer protocols." Weber coordinated with financial WAF-SAT teams ready to document illegal fund movements. Security focused on external threats. El Coyote noted, "Internal access completely open." The command center monitored team progress while Harris led the approach. Decades of banking tradition worked against modern security. "In position," Harris confirmed. "Target isolated in review room," he added. Torres accessed local systems, found their transaction records, complete transfer history, all fund movements documented. Tech added, "Perfect evidence trail." Morrison studied tactical feeds, execute professional audit facade. They dropped the facade as teams secured the compliance office before alarms triggered. Critical systems were isolated, target contained. Harris reported, No alerts transmitted. Torres processed banking data, accessing their transfer protocols, found contractor accounts, network locked down. Tech confirmed. All fund movements frozen. Weber coordinated. Evidence collection teams documenting transaction records. Full financial intelligence gathering. Morrison tracked operation progress. Status on data access? Processing records now? He asked. Torres reported. Located their entire banking network, complete client listings. El Coyote added. Every contractor account exposed. Tech analyzed financial systems. Sir, these aren't just transfer records, found their laundering algorithms. The command center monitored intelligence collection while tactical units secured the facility. Harris processed the target. Commander correlating account data. Torres highlighted critical files, mapped their entire financial structure. Global money movement, she said. Weber observed every contractor transfer documented. Morrison reviewed findings. How comprehensive? Total documentation? He asked. Tech confirmed. Account numbers, beneficial owners, transaction histories. Their complete banking operation. El Coyote noted, detailed in their own systems. Torres processed additional data, found their client protocols, shell companies, nominee directors. Perfect money laundering setup, she said. Harris added, using traditional banking secrecy for coverage. Morrison watched evidence teams work. Status on facility security? Fully contained? He asked. Tech reported, no external awareness. Local authorities maintaining distance. Weber confirmed, clean intervention. The command center tracked evidence collection while tactical units held position. Years of careful planning exposed by routine audit are protocols, because they never expected penetration through compliance review. They built security around external threats. Now their banking headquarters revealed their financial network. Global fund movements exposed by their own documentation. The Geneva operation uncovered contractor money laundering. Similar patterns would expose banking infrastructure worldwide, one audit breach at a time. Mexico City's sprawling industrial zone hummed with activity as Morrison's team monitored the manufacturing complex. Factory smokestacks belched steam while surveillance tracked shipment preparations. Production facility confirmed, Torres said. Torres analyzed thermal imaging. They're using legitimate electronics assembly as cover for weapons modifications, converting commercial components, she reported. Captain Ramirez from Mexican Special Forces noted, military-grade systems hidden in consumer goods. Morrison examined facility defenses, security layout, mixed coverage. Harris surveyed local guards at the perimeter, contractor teams inside, using industrial workers for camouflage. Assembly line noise masked surveillance, while Tech penetrated factory systems, accessing production controls, found their modification blueprints, advanced targeting upgrades hidden in regular quality control, he reported. Torres traced shipping manifests, components distributed through normal channels. El Coyote reviewed patterns. Night shift provides perfect coverage. Skeleton crew means minimal witnesses, he said. Morrison studied approach vectors, entry options, loading dock receiving shipments. Harris indicated, regular deliveries continue through midnight. Manifest already modified. Torres confirmed, our supply truck expected in 20 minutes. Ramirez checked worker schedules. Night supervisor is our asset. He'll validate the delivery, he said. The command center processed tactical data while assault units prepared. Tech monitored factory operations, production lines running at full capacity. Tech reported, they're rushing final modifications before shutdown. Torres tracked inventory systems, located their storage area, modified components ready for shipping using commercial freight networks. El Coyote added, legitimate carriers handled distribution. Morrison reviewed infiltration timing, team status. Delivery vehicle in position, he said. Harris confirmed. Assault units concealed in cargo containers, shipping documentation prepared. Torres reported, all inspection, protocols satisfied. Tech monitored facility networks, ready to loop security cameras, clean approach path. Industrial activity provided cover while teams staged for insertion. Regular truck traffic masked final preparations. Delivery vehicle approaching gate. El Coyote tracked the movement. Right on schedule, he added. Morrison gave the command. Commence operation. The supply truck passed security inspection. Cargo validation provided cover while assault teams prepared, approaching the loading dock. Harris whispered through concealed comms. Security conducting standard checks. Torres monitored worker positions. Assembly lines occupied. Storage area clear. Production systems accessed. Tech added, ready to trigger emergency shut it down. Morrison watched tactical feeds. Status in final position, he said. Harris reported, target area isolated. Ramirez coordinated response teams ready to secure modified components. All production workers focused on assembly. El Coyote noted, perfect timing. The command center tracked team progress while Harris led the insertion. Industrial protocols provided ideal cover. Storage area breached, Harris confirmed. Moving to secure modifications, he added. Torres accessed inventory data, found their production records, complete modification specifications, assembly line locked down. Tech reported, no alerts triggered. Morrison monitored the operation, begin evidence collection. Special Forces teams documented the weapons facility while assault units maintained control. Years of manufacturing expertise exposed. Processing production data, Torres highlighted files, located their distribution network. Complete modification operations. Ramirez observed every weapons upgrade documented. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these records reveal their entire supply chain, he said. The command center coordinated evidence collection while tactical units secured critical areas. Harris processed detained personnel. Commander correlating shipping data. Torres accessed manifests, mapped their delivery routes, global distribution system. Tech confirmed every modified component tracked. Morrison studied intelligence assessment, total documentation. Ramirez reported manufacturing processes, quality control, shipping arrangements, their complete modification operation. El Coyote added, hidden in legitimate production. Torres processed facility records, located their client network, military contacts, private buyers, industrial scale, a weapons program. Harris noted, using commercial coverage. Morrison watched evidence teams work. Facility status? Production contained? He asked. Tech reported, workers evacuated safely. Local authorities coordinated. Ramirez confirmed. Clean shutdown. The command center monitored evidence collection while tactical units maintained security. Manufacturing expertise provided perfect concealment. The Mexico City operation exposed weapons modification infrastructure. Production facilities revealed global distribution networks. Morrison's team had compromised another contractor operation, but the final phase still remained. Command-level targets were next. Singapore's business district gleamed under the afternoon sun as Morrison's team monitored the corporate headquarters. Glass towers reflected tropical heat, while surveillance tracked executive movements. Board meeting confirmed, Torres said. Torres accessed building systems, contractor leadership gathering on the executive floor, quarterly strategy session, major players present. Director Chen from Singapore Intelligence noted, regional chiefs from across Asia-Pacific. Morrison examined building security, defense overview, corporate setup. Harris analyzed executive protection teams, biometric access, motion sensors, plus regular office staff. Business activity flowed through lobby areas, while tech penetrated internal networks accessing executive systems. Tech reported found their strategic planning documents full organizational charts using corporate structure for coverage. Torres tracked personnel, leadership, hidden in legitimate business roles. El Coyote studied patterns. Board meetings provide perfect concealment, standard corporate governance, he said. Morrison reviewed infiltration plans, access point, annual compliance presentation. Harris indicated, external consultants scheduled to brief the board, credentials authenticated. Torres confirmed, our team listed as regulatory experts. Chen verified protocols. Building security expects detailed review session. The command center processed tactical data while assault units prepared. Tech monitored executive communications, leadership discussing expansion plans. Tech reported new contractor operations across multiple regions. Torres tracked meeting agenda, located their strategic outline, complete operational roadmap, using business development cover. El Coyote noted, standard corporate planning session. Morrison checked team readiness. Insertion status. Presentation materials prepared. Harris confirmed, assault units concealed in conference equipment, meeting schedule coordinated. Torres added, all security checkpoints cleared. Tech monitored building systems, ready to isolate executive floor. Clean containment. Corporate routines provided cover while teams moved into position. Regular business traffic masked the approach. Consultant team entering lobby. El Coyote tracked the movement. Following standard protocol, he added. Morrison gave final approval. Begin operation. The team passed security screening. Professional credentials validated while assault units remained hidden, approaching the executive floor. Harris whispered through concealed comms, security conducting standard checks. Torres monitored staff positions, board members assembled, support personnel minimal, floor systems accessed. Tech added, ready to lock down communications. Morrison watched tactical feeds, progress entering boardroom. Harris reported, leadership fully present. Chen coordinated response teams ready to secure documentation. All attention focused on the presentation. El Coyote noted, perfect setup. The command center tracked team progress while Harris led the approach. Corporate protocols provided ideal cover. Room secured, Harris confirmed. Moving to contain leadership, he added. Torres accessed board materials, found their strategic plans, complete operational directives, communications isolated. Tech reported, no alerts transmitted. Morrison monitored the operation, commenced intelligence gathering. Special units documented contractor plans while assault teams maintained control. Years of corporate planning exposed. Processing strategic data, Torres highlighted files, located their command structure, complete organizational design. Chen observed every leadership position identified. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these documents reveal their entire hierarchy, he said. The command center coordinated evidence collection while tactical units secured the floor. Harris processed detained executives, commander correlating leadership data. Torres accessed records, mapped their decision chain, global command network. Tech confirmed. Every strategic connection documented. Morrison studied intelligence evaluation, comprehensive files. Chen reported strategic planning, resource allocation, operational control, their complete command structure. El Coyote added, hidden in corporate governance. Torres processed board records, located their strategic protocols, regional directors, operational heads, enterprise-level organization. Harris noted, using business coverage. Morrison watched evidence teams work. Building status? Executive floor contained? He asked. Tech reported. Regular staff unaware. Local authorities coordinated. Chen confirmed. Clean intervention. The command center monitored evidence collection while tactical units maintained security. Corporate structure provided perfect concealment. The Singapore operation exposed contractor command infrastructure. Leadership revealed global control networks. Morrison's team had compromised organizational hierarchy, but final targets remained. Top echelon leadership awaited. Hong Kong's night pulsed with neon as Morrison's team monitored the penthouse-level luxury apartments crowning Victoria Peak. While surveillance tracked final preparations, ultimate leadership confirmed, Torres said. Torres accessed building systems, top echelon gathering for emergency response, full directorate present, organization's highest level. Director Jiang from Hong Kong Intelligence noted, the ones who built the entire contractor structure. Morrison examined defensive positions, security assessment, elite protection. Harris analyzed former Special Forces teams, cutting-edge countermeasures, automated defense systems, maximum security protocols. City lights glittered below, while tech penetrated building networks accessing core systems. Tech reported, found their master control protocols, complete organizational architecture using private residence cover. Torres tracked movements, leadership hidden in luxury living spaces. El Coyote studied patterns. Personal apartments provide perfect concealment, standard billionaire lifestyle, he said. Morrison reviewed infiltration plans, entry vector, annual security upgrade. Harris indicated, external specialist scheduled for system maintenance, authorization confirmed. Torres verified, our team cleared for full access. Young coordinated resources. Building management expects complete security review. The command center processed tactical data while assault units prepared. Tech monitored leadership communications. Directorate discussing containment options. Tech reported attempting to maintain organizational control. Torres tracked movement patterns, located their command center, converted penthouse office space, using private residence coverage. El Coyote noted, standard high net worth security. Morrison checked final positions, team status, security equipment prepared. Harris confirmed, assault units concealed in maintenance gear, building access coordinated. Torres added, all checkpoints verified. Tech monitored defense systems, ready to neutralize automated responses, clean penetration path. Luxury residential routines provided cover while teams moved into position. Regular maintenance traffic masked the approach. Security team entering lobby. El Coyote tracked progress. Following standard protocol, he added, Morrison initiated operation. Execute infiltration. The team passed screening procedures, professional credentials validated while assault units remained hidden, approaching penthouse level. Harris whispered through concealed comms, security conducting equipment checks. Torres monitored occupant positions, leadership assembled in command center, support staff minimal, defense systems accessed, tech added, ready to disable automated responses. Morrison watched tactical feeds, status update, entering primary target zone. Harris reported, leadership fully present. Yang coordinated response teams ready to secure documentation, all attention focused on crisis response. El Coyote noted, perfect timing. The command center tracked team progress while Harris led the approach. Residential protocols provided ideal cover. Command center secured, Harris confirmed. Moving to contain leadership, he added. Torres accessed control systems, found their master files, complete organizational directives, automated defenses neutralized. Tech reported, no alerts transmitted. Morrison monitored the assault, execute endgame. Special units documented contractor control while assault teams maintained security. Years of organizational building exposed. Processing master data, Torres highlighted files, located their complete command structure, ultimate organizational design. Yang observed every control mechanism identified. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these files reveal their entire system, he said. The command center coordinated evidence collection while tactical units secured the level. Harris processed detained leadership. Commander correlating control data. Torres accessed records, mapped their total hierarchy, global organizational network. Tech confirmed. Every command connection documented. Morrison studied intelligence. Final assessment. Absolute documentation. Yang reported, organizational design, control mechanisms, strategic direction, their complete command infrastructure. El Coyote added, hidden in private luxury. Torres processed master records, located their control protocols, ultimate authority structure, total organizational penetration. Harris noted, using residential coverage. Morrison watched evidence teams work. Building status? Penthouse level contained? He asked. Tech reported, lower floors unaware. Local authorities coordinated. Jang confirmed, clean intervention. The command center monitored evidence collection while tactical units maintained security. Private residential structure provided perfect concealment. Hong Kong's night skyline sparkled while contractor leadership faced containment. Ultimate control revealed through their own protocols. The final operation exposed central command infrastructure, leadership structure compromised at the highest level. Morrison's team had penetrated ultimate authority. The contractor organization faced total collapse. Master control eliminated. Endgame complete. Dawn broke over Moscow as Morrison's team secured the underground bunker complex. Fortified blast doors sealed. Leadership remnants while surveillance tracked desperate preparations. Surviving directorate located. Torres accessed bunker systems, attempting emergency reorganization. Last command elements gathered, contingency facility activated. Colonel Petro from Russian Special Operations noted, built during the Cold War for continuity of operations. Morrison examined defensive readiness, bunker configuration, nuclear hardened. Harris analyzed multiple security rings, automated weapon systems, self-contained life support, designed for prolonged siege. Subterranean generators hummed while tech penetrated control networks, accessing core machinery. Tech reported, found their survival protocols, complete emergency procedures using Cold War infrastructure. Torres tracked power signatures, command center hidden in deep levels. El Coyote studied schematics. Ventilation systems provide access routes. Maintenance tunnels reach all sectors, he said. Morrison reviewed infiltration options, entry assessment, emergency response drills. Harris indicated regular readiness exercises for nuclear scenarios. Documentation authenticated. Torres confirmed. Our team listed for containment procedures. Petro verified protocols. Bunker staff expects full preparedness review. The command center processed tactical data while assault units staged. Tech monitored internal communications. Leadership attempting reestablishment. Tech reported trying to rebuild organizational control. Torres tracked facility power, located their command center, converted war room, using nuclear survival protocols. El Coyote noted standard continuity procedures. Morrison checked team positions, readiness status, response gear prepared. Harris confirmed assault units concealed in emergency equipment. Access credentials validated. Torres added all security layers cleared. Tech monitored defense grids, ready to override automated systems, clean penetration route. Emergency protocols provided cover while teams moved into position. Regular drill traffic masked the approach. Response team entering primary lock. El Coyote tracked descent. Following entry procedures, he added. Morrison initiated breach. Commence operation. The team passed security screening. Emergency credentials accepted, while assault units remained hidden, approaching command level. Harris whispered through concealed comms, security conducting equipment validation. Torres monitored staff positions. Leadership gathered in war room. Support personnel minimal. Defense grid accessed. Tech added, ready to neutralize automated responses. Morrison watched tactical feeds, progress report entering final security ring. Harris reported, leadership fully contained. Petro coordinated assault teams, ready to secure infrastructure. All focus on reestablishment. El Coyote noted, perfect vulnerability. The command center tracked team progress while Harris led the approach. Emergency procedures provided ideal cover. War room breached, Harris confirmed. Moving to eliminate resistance, he added. Torres accessed control systems, found their contingency files. Complete emergency directives, automated defenses disabled. Tech reported, no alerts transmitted. Morrison monitored the assault. Execute endgame. Special units eliminated remaining leadership, while assault teams secured the facility. Final organizational elements exposed. Processing contingency data, Torres highlighted files. Located their survival framework, ultimate fallback protocols. Petro observed every emergency option identified. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these files reveal their final plans, he said. The command center coordinated cleanup while tactical units swept the bunker. Harris processed neutralized leadership. Commander correlating survival data. Torres accessed records, mapped their total contingencies, complete emergency network. Tech confirmed, every backup system documented. Morrison studied intelligence, terminal assessment, absolute elimination. Petro reported, command structure, control systems, recovery plans, their final survival framework. El Coyote added, hidden in Cold War infrastructure. Torres processed master records, located their continuity protocols, ultimate backup structure, total organizational termination. Harris noted, using nuclear survival coverage. Morrison watched assault teams work. Bunker status? All levels secured? He asked. Tech reported, support staff contained, local authorities coordinated. Petro confirmed. Clean conclusion. The command center monitored facility sweep while tactical units maintained security. Nuclear survival protocols provided final concealment. Moscow's morning light filtered through ventilation shafts, while contractor remnants faced elimination. Ultimate survival revealed through their own emergency plans. The terminal operation erased remaining infrastructure. Organizational elements eliminated at the deepest level. Morrison's team had penetrated final resistance. The contractor framework faced absolute destruction. Ultimate termination achieved. Operation complete. The Pentagon's secure briefing room hummed with activity as Morrison delivered the final operational summary. Joint chiefs and agency directors assembled while surveillance feeds displayed global results. All contractor elements neutralized. Torres accessed the master database. Complete organizational dismantling confirmed. Regional commands eliminated worldwide. Unprecedented scope. General Richards, from Joint Operations, noted, systematic penetration of every infrastructure layer. Morrison examined outcome metrics. Effectiveness analysis. Total compromise. Harris evaluated command structure, operational networks, support frameworks, all exposed and eliminated. Intelligence feeds streamed data while tech processed global confirmation. Network penetration complete, tech reported. Found their entire digital architecture, all systems accessed and archived using multinational coverage. Torres tracked results, operations hidden across legitimate structures. El Coyote studied patterns. Perfect infiltration achieved, every level compromised cleanly, he said. Morrison reviewed operational success, impact assessment, global reach neutralized. Harris indicated, all regional operations contained and eliminated, confirmation validated. Torres verified, every command node disabled permanently. Richards analyzed outcomes. Complete organizational collapse achieved. The command center processed final data while agency teams coordinated. Tech monitored worldwide systems. Contractor infrastructure eliminated. Tech reported, no remaining operational capacity detected. Torres tracked termination metrics, located all organizational elements, complete dismantling documented, using systematic penetration. El Coyote noted, perfect operational execution. Morrison checked final status, outcome overview. Mission fully accomplished, he said. Harris confirmed. All objectives achieved comprehensively, global elimination completed. Torres added, total organizational destruction verified. Tech monitored residual signatures, no remaining active elements detected. Clean termination. Operational excellence demonstrated while teams processed results. Regular protocols masked complete penetration. Final confirmation received. Coyote tracked data following verification procedures. Morrison initiated summary, present conclusions. The team displayed operational results. Mission effectiveness validated while agency directors observed, accessing master summary. Harris coordinated through secure channels, preparing comprehensive overview. Torres monitored information flow, leadership fully briefed on outcomes, support documentation prepared, all systems synchronized. Tech added, ready for complete presentation. Morrison watched intelligence feeds, proceed with briefing, initiating operational review. Harris reported, mission architecture fully outlined, Richards coordinated joint elements, ready for detailed analysis, all attention focused on results. El Coyote noted, perfect timing. The command center tracked presentation progress while Harris led the briefing. Security protocols provided ideal coverage. Summary commenced. Harris confirmed, moving through mission phases. Torres accessed operational data. found all key metrics, complete mission parameters, information flow secured. Tech reported, no external access permitted. Morrison monitored the briefing. Continue presentation. Special units outlined contractor elimination, while agency teams processed data. Years of operational planning validated. Processing mission metrics. Torres highlighted results, located all outcome indicators. Ultimate operational success. Richards observed every objective achieved systematically. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these results confirm total effectiveness, he said. The command center coordinated reporting while tactical units maintained security. Harris processed mission documentation, commander correlating outcome data. Torres accessed records, mapped complete operational success, global mission accomplishment. Tech confirmed every parameter satisfied fully. Morrison studied intelligence, final evaluation, absolute completion. Richards reported strategic goals, tactical objectives, operational targets, total mission success. El Coyote added, hidden in systematic execution. Torres processed master files, located all performance metrics, ultimate achievement parameters, complete operational victory. Harris noted, using perfect mission coverage. Morrison watched briefing progress, status update, presentation proceeding. Tech reported, all elements coordinated, joint leadership satisfied. Richards confirmed, clean summation. The White House Situation Room buzzed with executive activity as Morrison presented the ultimate mission declaration. Cabinet members and agency chiefs gathered while global monitors displayed final confirmations, complete organizational termination achieved. Torres accessed presidential briefing files, systematic elimination confirmed across all operational theaters. No remaining contractor elements detected, historic accomplishment. Secretary Davidson from National Security noted, total penetration and neutralization of hostile infrastructure. Morrison examined conclusive data, strategic validation, absolute success. Harris analyzed leadership structure, command networks, support systems, comprehensive elimination verified through multiple channels. Presidential feeds processed information while tech coordinated global confirmation. Worldwide verification complete, Tech reported. Accessed their entire organizational framework, all elements neutralized and documented, using international coverage. Torres tracked validation, operations conducted through legitimate channels. El Coyote studied outcomes. Perfect mission execution, every objective accomplished definitively, he said. Morrison reviewed strategic impact, long-term assessment, permanent neutralization confirmed. Harris indicated, all operational capacity eliminated permanently. Validation protocols complete. Torres verified, every component disabled beyond recovery. Davidson processed implications. Total strategic success achieved. The command center analyzed final metrics while agency directors coordinated. Tech monitored global systems. No residual capability detected. Tech reported, complete organizational collapse verified. Torres tracked elimination data, confirmed destruction of all elements, systematic dismantling validated, using comprehensive penetration. El Coyote noted, perfect strategic execution. Morrison checked ultimate results, final overview. Mission accomplished absolutely, he said. Harris confirmed, all parameters satisfied completely, global elimination verified. Torres added, total organizational destruction confirmed. Tech monitored residual indicators, no remaining active elements detected, clean termination, Sustained strategic excellence demonstrated while teams processed validation. Standard protocols masked perfect execution. Ultimate confirmation received. El Coyote tracked data following presidential procedures. Morrison initiated briefing. Present conclusions. The team displayed mission results. Operational success validated while cabinet members observed, accessing executive summary. Harris coordinated through secure channels, preparing comprehensive overview. Torres monitored information flow, leadership fully briefed on outcomes, documentation prepared, all systems synchronized. Tech added. Ready for complete presentation. Morrison watched intelligence feeds, proceed with briefing, initiating strategic review. Harris reported, mission architecture outlined. Davidson coordinated executive elements, ready for detailed analysis. All attention focused on results. El Coyote noted, perfect timing. The command center tracked presentation progress while Harris led the briefing. Security protocols provided ideal coverage. Summary commenced. Harris confirmed, moving through mission phases. Torres accessed strategic data, found all key metrics, complete mission parameters, information flow secured. Tech reported, no external access permitted. Morrison monitored the briefing, continue presentation. Special units outlined contractor elimination, while agency teams processed data. Years of strategic planning validated, processing mission metrics. Torres highlighted results, located all outcome indicators, ultimate strategic success. Davidson observed every objective achieved systematically. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these results confirm total effectiveness, he said. The command center coordinated reporting while tactical units maintained security. Harris processed mission documentation, commander correlating outcome data. Torres accessed records, mapped complete strategic success, global mission accomplishment. Tech confirmed every parameter satisfied fully. Morrison studied intelligence, final evaluation, absolute completion. Davidson reported strategic goals, tactical objectives, operational targets, total mission success. El Coyote added, hidden in systematic execution. Torres processed master files, located all performance metrics, ultimate achievement parameters, complete strategic victory. Harris noted, using perfect mission coverage. Morrison watched briefing progress, status update, presentation proceeding. Tech reported, all elements coordinated, executive leadership satisfied. Davidson confirmed, clean summation. The United Nations Security Council chamber filled with international delegates as Morrison delivered the global confirmation. World leaders and agency representatives assembled, while tactical feeds displayed universal validation. International elimination complete. Torres accessed UN databases. Multinational verification confirmed across all theaters. Contractor organization fully neutralized. Unprecedented achievement. Ambassador Chen from the Security Council noted, complete dismantling of hostile infrastructure worldwide. Morrison examined global metrics, international validation, total success. Harris evaluated command structure, operational networks, support frameworks, systematic elimination verified globally. Diplomatic feeds processed data, while tech coordinated universal confirmation. Worldwide verification achieved, tech reported. Penetrated their entire organizational structure, all elements neutralized permanently, using diplomatic coverage. Torres tracked validation. Operations conducted through sovereign channels. El Coyote studied results. Perfect international execution. Every objective accomplished globally, he said. Morrison reviewed worldwide impact. Universal assessment. Complete neutralization verified. Harris indicated, all operational capacity eliminated internationally, validation protocols finalized. Torres confirmed, every component disabled comprehensively. Chen analyzed implications. Total global success achieved. The command center processed final metrics while diplomatic teams coordinated. Tech monitored international systems. No remaining capability detected. Tech reported, organizational collapse verified worldwide. Torres tracked elimination data, confirmed destruction of all elements, systematic dismantling validated, using comprehensive penetration. El Coyote noted, perfect diplomatic execution. Morrison checked final results. Final overview. Mission accomplished completely, he said. Harris confirmed, all parameters satisfied internationally, global elimination verified. Torres added, total organizational destruction confirmed. Tech monitored residual signatures, no remaining active elements detected. Clean termination, sustained diplomatic excellence demonstrated while teams processed validation. Standard protocols masked perfect execution. Universal confirmation received. El Coyote tracked data following international procedures. Morrison initiated briefing, present conclusions. The team displayed mission results. Operational success validated while world leaders observed, accessing diplomatic summary. Harris coordinated through secure channels, preparing comprehensive overview. Torres monitored information flow. Leadership fully briefed on outcomes, documentation prepared, all systems synchronized. Tech added, ready for complete presentation. Morrison watched intelligence feeds, proceed with briefing, initiating global review. Harris reported mission architecture outlined. Chen coordinated diplomatic elements, ready for detailed analysis. All attention focused on results. El Coyote noted, perfect timing. The command center tracked presentation progress while Harris led the briefing. Security protocols provided ideal coverage. Summary commenced. Harris confirmed, moving through mission phases. Torres accessed global data, found all key metrics, complete mission parameters. Information flow secured. Tech reported, no external access permitted. Morrison monitored the briefing, continued presentation. Special units outlined contractor elimination while diplomatic teams processed data. Years of international planning validated, processing mission metrics. Torres highlighted results, located all outcome indicators, ultimate global success. Chen observed every objective achieved systematically. El Coyote analyzed findings. Sir, these results confirm total effectiveness, he said. The command center coordinated reporting while tactical units maintained security. Harris processed mission documentation. Commander correlating outcome, data. Torres accessed records, mapped complete international success, global mission accomplishment. Tech confirmed every parameter, satisfied fully. Morrison studied intelligence, final evaluation, absolute completion. Chen reported, strategic goals, tactical objectives, operational targets, total mission success. El Coyote added, hidden in systematic execution. Torres processed master files, located all performance metrics, ultimate achievement parameters, complete diplomatic victory. Harris noted, using perfect mission coverage. Morrison watched briefing progress, status update, presentation proceeding. Tech reported, all elements coordinated, international leadership satisfied. Chen confirmed, clean summation. Morrison sat alone in his private office, reviewing the final personal logs as night settled over Washington. Years of mission planning and execution captured in secure files while he prepared ultimate closure. Individual reflection required. He noted in encrypted records, complete strategic success achieved through dedicated team effort. Final analysis is pending. Personal monitors displayed mission history while he processed accumulated experience. Command decisions validated. Morrison documented quietly. Team excellence demonstrated consistently, every objective accomplished through coordinated effort. Tactical memories surfaced while he examined operational phases. Initial penetration phase. He recalled methodically Harris's precision, Torres's expertise, Tech's innovation, El Coyote's insight. Perfect execution from the start. Leadership challenges emerged in strategic review. Coordinated advancement required. Morrison analyzed building systematic success through progressive achievement. He studied team development, personnel assessment, outstanding performance demonstrated. Mission logs confirmed every team member excelled consistently, operational excellence sustained, records verified complete mission success achieved, personal satisfaction acknowledged while continuing review, command responsibility fulfilled. Morrison noted, strategic objectives accomplished fully, memory accessed mission progression, found essential patterns, complete operational framework using a systematic approach. He observed perfect strategic execution. Morrison examined command decisions, leadership evaluation, mission accomplished effectively. Logs confirmed all parameters satisfied completely, team objectives achieved, data added, total operational DE, success verified. Personal monitors tracked mission history, no compromised elements detected, clean execution sustained, strategic excellence demonstrated through documented results. Standard protocols masked perfect implementation, ultimate validation received. Morrison noted privately, following command procedures, he initiated personal review process, conclusions, mental discipline maintained, focus, operational success validated through individual assessment, accessing command summary. Morrison coordinated internally, preparing comprehensive overview, memory monitored information flow, leadership decisions fully examined, documentation prepared, all elements synchronized. He added, ready for complete analysis. Morrison watched mental feeds, continue reflection, initiating personal review. He reported, mission architecture examined, command responsibility processed, ready for detailed assessment, all attention focused inward. Morrison noted, perfect timing. His mind tracked analysis progress while examining leadership phases. Security protocols provided ideal coverage. Review commenced. He confirmed, moving through mission stages. Memory accessed command data, found all key decisions, complete mission parameters, personal security maintained. Morrison reported, no external factors permitted. He monitored the reflection, continue examination, special focus, outlined contractor elimination while mind processed data, years of command responsibility validated, processing leadership metrics. Morrison highlighted results, located all outcome indicators, ultimate command, success. He observed every objective achieved systematically. Personal analysis revealed findings. These results confirmed total effectiveness. His mind coordinated assessment while maintaining security. Morrison processed mission documentation, correlating command data, memory-accessed records, mapped complete operational success, leadership accomplishment confirmed. He verified every parameter satisfied fully. Morrison studied experience, final evaluation, absolute completion. Records reported strategic goals, tactical objectives, operational targets, total mission success. He added, hidden in systematic execution, memory processed master files, located all performance metrics, ultimate achievement parameters, complete command victory. Morrison noted, using perfect mission coverage. He watched mental progress, status update, assessment proceeding, mind reported all elements coordinated, personal satisfaction achieved. He confirmed, clean conclusion. His consciousness monitored reflection while maintaining focus. Mission protocols provided perfect examination. Washington's night deepened outside while contractor elimination was processed. Ultimate success revealed through command excellence. The final review validated mission accomplishment. Organizational destruction verified at a personal level. Morrison had achieved complete victory. The contractor threat eliminated permanently. Command responsibility fulfilled. Personal success confirmed. Morrison stood at his home office window watching sunset paint the Potomac River gold. Personal life balanced against operational demands while he processed human cost. Individual balance required. He reflected quietly. Complete mission success achieved through personal sacrifice, final accounting pending. Family photos surrounded tactical files while he processed life choices. Personal priorities validated. Morrison acknowledged silently. Family excellence demonstrated consistently, every relationship maintained through careful balance. Life memories surfaced while he examined personal phases. Initial family phase. He recalled gently wife's understanding, children's patience, parents' support, friends' acceptance, perfect foundation from the beginning. Relationship challenges emerged in life review. Coordinated dedication required. Morrison analyzed, building systematic success through progressive compromise. He studied personal development, family assessment, outstanding support demonstrated. Life history confirmed every relationship sustained consistently, personal excellence maintained, heart verified, complete balance achieved, family satisfaction acknowledged while continuing review, personal responsibility fulfilled. Morrison noted, life objectives accomplished fully. Memory accessed, relationship progression, found essential patterns. Complete family framework using a systematic approach. He observed perfect personal execution. Morrison examined life decisions. Balance evaluation. Mission accomplished carefully. Soul confirmed all parameters satisfied completely. Family objectives achieved. Heart added. Total personal success verified. Life monitors tracked relationship history. No compromised elements detected. Clean execution sustained, personal excellence demonstrated through documented results, standard protocols masked perfect implementation, ultimate validation received. Morrison noted privately, following life procedures, he initiated personal review process, conclusions, discipline maintained, focus, operational success validated through family assessment. Accessing life summary. Morrison coordinated internally, preparing comprehensive overview. Memory monitored emotional flow. Personal decisions fully examined. Documentation prepared. All elements synchronized. He added, ready for complete analysis. Morrison watched family feeds. Continue reflection. Initiating personal review. He reported, life architecture examined, family responsibility processed, ready for detailed assessment, all attention focused inward. Morrison noted,